Welcome to Morning Mind Dump with Tree. I am trying something different here. If this is your first time here, thank you. I appreciate you. Normally I don't do video, and now I'm trying to do multi angles, so this is really fun. Hey, it's all learning experience, and I'm grateful. So I would really love your feedback if you like this.
Morning Mind Dump with Tree. Let it out, just let it be. No filter, just flow free. Come dump your mind with me.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Morning Mind Dump with Tree. I am coming from the edge of the water. I'm at a lake house right now, but just breathe in for a second. Even though I'm all stuffy, allergies are crazy. I have all these trees around me and everything. So the other day was a day of firsts and frontiers. I faced something that I've never faced before, which is a courtroom, a mediator, and the weight of my own story laid to bear. So while I was sitting there waiting for my name to be called to go into the mediator room with the lawyer, I had this heavy anxiety. I was sitting there waiting to go into the principal's office, right? And instead of letting the fear take over, because I took out my sketchbook and I was doing some lines, right? And this woman next to me, she asked me what I was doing, and she's like, "Oh, I can't draw." And I said, "I'll show you." I'm like, this is not about drawing, but if you can draw a circle, a line, a squiggle, you can draw. I think a lot of people think that you have to draw what you see in order to draw. That's a misconception. And I try to prove it every single time I'm out. And people say they can't draw. So I gave her the pen. Everybody always gets, "Oh my God, what do you want me to do?" And I said, "No, just relax. Think of something that you want to release, and then just do a 3-minute squiggle." Had her do the squiggle. I did a little squiggle on top of that. And then I showed her how to round off the corners. And I showed her how to find the direction in it. I explained to her our brain sees sharp edges and fear comes in. So in order to retrain your brain to not be scared, 'cause that was a scary moment, instead of being sharp points, I round them off so that they're smoother. And now you're telling your brain that it's okay. As I showed her how to do this, it reminded me that even when our lives feel like a chaotic tangle of threads, there is a way to smooth off the edges and find a path through. And that's why I love neurographic art so much. I can be creative, but I can just let my mind wander and feel free and release all that stuff. It's really therapeutic, and I highly recommend you do it. And if you don't want me as your coach, you can always use YouTube as your teacher. But it's always fun to, have a partner. So yeah, when I finally sat across from the mediator, all of a sudden the floodgates just got pouring in. And I honestly have not cried like that in probably 5 years. The first year after my marriage, I cried a lot. I drank a lot. I numbed myself. But I just had to open up and I had to tell the truth. And releasing that really was something that I needed. I've told people what has happened to me, and I don't really cry because I don't want them to see how vulnerable I am. Maybe, I don't know. Everybody thinks of me as so strong, right? I know that there are people that look up to me because they've told me. This is not my ego, but they've told me that they look up to me of how strong I am. So then I feel like I can't show my tears. I just have to be happy. My life is so great. No, it's really not. I don't tell anybody that my life is great, but I think some people think that, because I don't live in the box, right? And to not live in a box, you need to know where the box is. Heard that recently somewhere, and I liked it. Step into my box, which is my favorite Twiddle song, by the way. I kept apologizing for crying, and he's like, "Don't worry about it. We know this is your first time," and everybody when it's their first time, they all start crying and stuff. I'm like, oh my God. All right. Well, anyway, I told them my story. I had to tell them the truth that the last few years, all the losses that I had, not just my marriage, but my whole life, my living situation, my extended family situation. Then I lost my friend of 20 years just shortly after that. And this was all during COVID. So when I didn't have a full-time job, where am I going with this? This is definitely raw and I'm on a tangent today. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have anywhere to go. And then I lost my mom too. And I had to take care of her and we didn't get along. And so, yeah, and not going through therapy, and not really having anybody talk to. This podcast came about a couple years ago. Actually, I'm celebrating my 2-year at the end of this month, which has been helpful because I talk to myself. I edit them so I can hear myself, and then I journal my thoughts too on occasion, and then I draw and do the squiggles. So, and journal prompts. So these things I've done myself. And so in my art life coaching, this is the tools that I give you to help guide you, which if you are interested, you can go to treetopia.com. All the links are in the description box below. And again, I want to take a couple seconds just to thank you for being here. My rambles, we're just all living life, trying to do our best. I go with kindness. My intention is love and hugs and never ill will towards anyone because karma will bite you in the ass. So I just let karma do its thing. So hopefully I get good karma back because I'm always just intentionally being positive and being kind. And I learned a long time ago, treat others as you would want to be treated. And I really do feel like I do that. Anyway, so after all the floodgates and telling my story to the lawyer, excuse me, the resolution wasn't the burden that I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought they were going to try to take my car away. I don't know. They gave me 1 year to find a way to make payments, and I'm completely grateful. They were okay with that because I said yes. I charged all this stuff, and I believe that credit card, I charged like groceries and stuff for my bus to fix it up so that I could live in it. That's another story I've already told, so I don't want to tell it again. Just look for something about my bus. Wasn't meant to be. It's not here. It wasn't meant to be. No regrets. No regrets. Always forgive. Forgive yourself. Forgive the other people. Whatever happened in the past, happened in the past. That's it. Move forward. It's exhausting. On occasion, something will come up and then it'll remind me of something. And I'm like, no, don't even go there. Like, just get that thought out of your head because our thoughts are very strong and people don't realize how strong they are. What you think manifests, and that's just not good. So anyway, after the courthouse, I went to my favorite lake, which is White Lake, and I think it's Tamworth or around that area. I'm just sitting in the park, trying to ground myself, put my feet in the sand. It was kind of cold that day. Yeah, the New Hampshire grounds were still a little cold, but here I was spending the last few dollars on sandwich meat. The view was just so beautiful. I did take a picture, and I think I already put it in the community blog on YouTube, and I just sat there being grateful. I did walk around and then I went back into my car when it was warmer and I could still see the pretty view, but yeah. And then when I came back, I had a little meet and greet with a Pomeranian dog named Bear. He was so cute. Talk about a shift in energy from stress and anxious and crying. That's the alchemy of life, isn't it? We go through life, we go through the fire, we can appreciate the soft things like Cuddly Bear, right? And I forgot to mention, on the way to the courtroom, this might be a little gory if you can't handle people talking about dead animals on the side of the road. You can skip this. Yeah, as I'm going to court, I saw this giant, and I'm talking ginormous, bunny rabbit. Even somebody else that saw it in the neighborhood, they were like, oh my God, I've never seen a bunny that big. It was not somebody's pet. But anyway, the insides were taken out and the head was off. Yes, I did take a picture when I came back from the courthouse. While I was waiting in the parking lot at the courthouse, I looked up the meaning because I'm all about symbols, right? Why am I seeing this, right? Because it's rare. And so I had to look it up and I'm like, okay. It said basically if you see an animal and it's large, head was gone, that what you're going into is not as big as you think it is. And that's the basis of this whole story. Is we tell ourselves all these stories, we get ourselves worked up. So if you're going through your own waiting room today, find a piece of paper, draw out a squiggle, round off all the corners, and know that the story that you're afraid to tell might be the very thing that sets you free for another year. So be kind to yourself, and I'll see you in treetopia.com. Much love and hugs. Have a wonderful day. Hi, just a quick note as we wrap up. I am a certified art life coach and I offer personalized one-on-one and group workshops. If you'd like to join me, you'll find all the information in the links below. I can't wait to support you on your creative path.